Ladies and gentlemen, it is a big, dangerous, scary world out there, and here we stand, folks, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob Grams, that's Ladybo, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
How are we doing out there, boys and girls? You're listening to the ProBoh Show. Ba, 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 ba. It is currently, for you guys just tuning in on Vaughan Radio, 8:30 in the morning or 9:30 in the evening on this Jueves. Oh, you lucky people. It's already nearly the weekend. For the rest of us, those of us watching live, those of us lucky enough to be watching live, it is 8 p.m. Central European Time, 2 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, 6 in the afternoon in the UK, and I think 5 a.m. in Australia. How are we doing, guys? Oh my gods. How are you doing, Ladybo?
I'm doing very well.
Ladybo's not going to be with us tomorrow. Yeah.
No.
She's not. Sad. Oi. Because you're travelling for work.
Yeah.
At least that's what we're telling these guys.
An express travel.
Yeah. No, really, I need to take her back to the shop. She's broken. While the real Ladyboy's been out for months, the robo Ladyboy that I've replaced her with, I need to take her back.
Don't say that.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, that would be a good opener. Did you fix your tablet? Asks Chusky. I don't know if he's talking to me. Oh, no, yeah, he's talking to
Yours.
me. Yeah, no, it's gone.
He's
dead.
going to use mine.
I'm going to use Ladyboy's. I'm watching Clerks 3, It's Fine, and doing stupid work emails, says Cheese Chat. Ugh, boo. Hey, lady, drive with care. I think she's going on the train.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've got coming up in today's show. In Complete the News, we're going to look at priests and nuns. Don't worry. Or maybe do worry. We'll see. And we're going to look at Senator Ted Cruz in two really delicious news bits for Complete the News today. And then for 100 Humans, it's a very wholesome 100 Humans today. It's very wholesome. We're going to look at people's vegetable gardens. Talk about an anticlimax. I should have ended with priests and nuns. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We live and learn. And that's in the second part. In the first part, we have, oh wow, just the best unpopular opinion today. And it was actually quite unpopular. I can't remember. Do you know what it was like on Instagram, Ladybo?
No.
Whereas people mostly agreed with me on Twitter, there were people who disagreed. I'm not going to get into it now. Not right now. Do you have access to Instagram right there?
75% agree. 75%
agree. So again, not quite as popular an unpopular opinion as yesterday, but it's true. That's what I'm here to argue. But before all that, guys, we have this. Let's have a look. You're here, I'm here. Let's have a look at what's going on in the news today. Lots going on. I thought I'd open up the show today by following up on a few stories we've covered in other weeks or in other days. How are you doing, Nuria? Welcome. First of all do you guys remember that in Complete the News, we spoke about a TV program on Channel 4, one of the terrestrial television stations in the UK, smashing up some of a piece of Hitler's artwork, or potentially smashing up a piece of Hitler's artwork. Well, that's happening tonight. Yeah, that's happening tonight on British TV. I think at 9 o'clock. I can't be completely certain. But yeah, and the show has actually been. It comes with a warning, a trigger warning. Do you know what trigger warning means?
No.
A trigger warning is what should happen with this show. It's like beware. What you're about to see or hear may make you angry.
Okay.
It may trigger you.
Yeah, you should have one.
I should have one. I don't, but I should. Hi, Nuria Tam. Rob has promised us a wholesome 100 Humans today. It will be wholesome. The most wholesome. So yeah, the show comes with a trigger warning. Can you guess why? It's because the host is a famous comedian called Jimmy Carr.
Mm-hmm.
A famous British comedian. Kind of he speaks in a very with a very posh, with a very proper British accent. He's a very posh man, very well spoken, but he's very shocking, which is part of his kind of appeal, because he kind of mixes the best of both worlds, you know. Well, apparently he's tonight going to defend why people shouldn't, why they shouldn't be smashing Hitler's art. What do you think about that? Do you think Hitler's art should be smashed?
I don't know. I don't think so. Why? For what?
Yeah, for what? I don't know. Like, up to what point do you separate the art from the artist? I mean, to be fair, Hitler was he is the preeminent bad guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this as well. But I certainly wouldn't be releasing a trigger warning about it. Do you know what I mean? Just let people tune in and feel what they want to feel. It's about time TV was doing something interesting again. Terrestrial TV. It's like all the decent TV shows now belong to the streaming platforms. I mean, it feels good that there's an event happening somewhere. Rob offends me, says Gandalf. How you doing, Gandalf? The next footage can harm your sensibility. Exactly, a trigger warning. What you're about to see may make you angry. Art is art, not the artist. Exactly. We're gonna look in another one of our follow-ups today. We're gonna look at another example of that. Caravaggio would be next. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, artists throughout history, if you follow my Patreon, you'll know this. Artists throughout history have been kind of weird, eccentric, and in the case of Caravaggio, like aggressive people, you know? But whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But that's happening tonight. If you're one of our British listeners, all those of you in podcast land, you beautiful, gorgeous people, you can watch Jimmy Carr, and I think tonight is the Adolf Hitler episode. You can watch Jimmy Carr potentially smash a piece of Adolf Hitler's art. There are other controversial artists. I think even Picasso's in there, you know. But there are other controversial artists that is going to, or that will be potentially have their work smashed. What else are we going to look at? We're going to look at while we're talking about separating artists from art. Something that I've mentioned now on a few shows, but we've not really delved very deeply into it, is Kanye West and his recent anti-Semitism. Oh my God. Are we going there? We're going to get that deep. Well, Kanye has been cancelled, but like really cancelled.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if the Parler deal, where he's going to buy Parler, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I almost have a feeling that the Parler thing is almost being taken advantage of because, you know, his career's on the rocks. Obviously, he's mentally unstable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. I'm just here to deliver the news, not opine on it. He killed at least once, maybe twice. Caravaggio, true story. Adidas got around to cancelling him. They did, Ravnos, but not just Adidas. My God. So while we're here, let's go through the list. Balenciaga, I nearly pronounced that as in a Spanish way. Balenciaga.
Balenciaga.
The parent company of luxury fashion house Balenciaga, Kering, they're called. That's the parent company of Balenciaga. Told a fashion publication that they're severing ties with Kanye. They don't want to work with him anymore. MRC, the film and television studio, said they would not distribute his documentary. Vogue released a statement saying they're not going to work with him in the future. The CAA, Creative Artist Agency, a major Hollywood talent and sports agency, confirmed that he was no longer a client. Adidas, or Adidas, however you pronounce it, as Ravdos said, they're not going to work with them anymore. They actually took a long while to cancel Kanye. The Gap are no longer working with him. Foot Locker, Aaron Donald,
But that's a good thing to do as a brand,
What?
to cancel for that reason.
Ah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, what he was saying was like, I mean, I'm not Jewish. I'll preface with that. But even as a non-Jewish person, if I was Jewish, I would find what he was saying completely offensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even as a non-Jewish person, I find it offensive. So, yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, guys? Min is here. He says, Lady Bo, Caravaggio was a mad lad. He was indeed. She's still alive, says Min. Or is she? She won't be here tomorrow. She won't be here tomorrow. So, yeah, now this sparks an interesting debate, right? Does Kanye's music have a place on Spotify?
I think so.
But you shouldn't buy his sneakers anymore. However, he can make money on Spotify, just not on sneakers. Is that what you're saying? Like R. Kelly. I mean, if you stream his music on Spotify, he's earning money for it. And R. Kelly is another kind of really kind of, you know, disgusting individual, as we've come to learn. It's an interesting debate, right? And it's maybe an unpopular opinion to be had. Do they have a place? Does their music have a place on streaming platforms where every click is an earning for them? You know. The ProBoh Show has severed all ties with Kanye. Yeah, I can now officially announce I'll no longer be working with Kanye West. That's like me splitting up with Angelina Jolie. Like me and Angelina, it didn't work out. We're not going to continue on together. It's me and Lady Bo for life now. Yeah, I'm no longer working with. Yeah, I'll make this official statement if you all want to hear it. No longer working with the actor Kevin Spacey. I'm no longer working with Kanye West. Not working with R. Kelly anymore. I just get the reprehensible people. Do you think I'll appear in an article in Axios.com? See if I can get added to the list. So yeah, tons of people. His career is over. He has ended his career. Do you think he's got some psychological illness, or do you think he's just a bad person? Do you think he always harbored these thoughts and feelings?
I think he has psychological issues.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, at what point do you forgive Kanye then, if it's an illness? Because there are people out there now where Kanye West is now persona non grata forever. You know, imagine one day you just see him working at a Denny's. You just bump into Kanye West. He's a franchise owner of a Subway sandwich. Let's see. I agree with you, but there is a limit on expression. Is the limit on freedom of expression? Are we free or not to say what we want to? There's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. This is going to be an unpopular opinion one day when I can dedicate enough time to it. Yeah, look, freedom of expression does not mean that you're free to be sexist, racist. You know, it does not mean that you're free to express bigoted opinions, does it? Is that what freedom of expression means to you? I mean, it puts you into some hazy territory, right? Because me, as someone who's worked in comedy, like, I often, you know what I mean, I often will say things that are quite unsavory just to get a laugh out of people. You know? I mean, obviously, I'll phrase it in a different way. You know, I'll make it clear through the intonation that I don't mean it. But, I mean, the words are the words, right? He has documented mental health issues and continually won't take his meds. So that's from Gandalf. Yeah, true story. I have heard that. He is not ill. He just wants to be popular in any way. There may be some truth to that too, but could that not be defined as maybe a form of mental illness? You know? I don't know. We can choose to cancel this type of people, and then we'll have a better society. There's an argument to be made for that too. That's from Nuria Tam. Min says, freedom of expression doesn't mean just keep yapping. Neither does it mean you're free from consequences. There you go. There's a great point. You are free to say whatever you want. Just as everybody else is free to make you pay the consequences, you know? You know, that's an abundance of freedom, I would say. Ravdos says, I think he's got mental issues, but he's used them previously as a crutch to try and excuse his bad behaviour. However, others with mental issues have said that they haven't gone off on racist tirades. This is my point. Yeah, exactly. Can we get Ravdos a ProBoh approved?
That gets the ProBoh stamp of approval.
Others with mental issues have said they haven't gone off on racial tirades when they forgot to take their meds. I've seen it also said that media is just shoving a mic in his face and waiting for him to say something dumb. Yet the media isn't running up to him like TMZ. He's travelling the country and making appearances on shows and spouting off this crap. Yeah, absolutely. Gandalf, freedom of speech should be there, but it does not mean there is a cost to what you say. Exactly. All right, and what else have we got in the new? Oh my God, I can't believe we're almost running out of time already. What else did we have to catch up on? Yeah, iPhone have officially recognised now that they are changing to USB-C.
Yay!
Yay! No more of these. I can't even remember what they're called now. The iPhone chargers. Fast charge, lightning charge, something like that. Well, thanks to the European Union, we can all share chargers again.
About time.
About time. Less digital waste. Come on, and less nuisance, dude. Come on. It's a good thing. But they did it with a little kind of, don't want to, have to. It's like really bad publicity for Apple. I mean, Apple aren't as cool as they used to be. They aren't the brand that they used to be. You bought Apple because you were buying into that lifestyle. Apple was cool. Are Apple as cool now as they used to be? I don't think they are. I mean, they do make good hardware. I mean, that's a fact. They make great hardware. But they don't have that cool factor that they used to. And pieces of news like this, where they kind of acknowledge that they're going to change to USB-C chargers, but begrudgingly. You know, just makes them look even more uncool and stupid. Basically, in a statement, they said, "Oh yeah, but so many of our users already use our fast chargers. You know, like we're putting Apple users out by forcing them to use a type of USB cable that literally 50% of the market already use."
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Apple, put your big boy pants on. Don't be crybabies. Stop being crybabies. A person... I read that one. Ravdos. Their computers made the switch to more mainstream PC components ages ago, but all that has fallen by the wayside when they shifted from computing to phones. That's from Ravdos. Chusky, Apple sunk with Steve Jobs. I will agree to that. I think that's a great point, Chusky. I remember reading that a statement from Steve Jobs saying they would never make variant iPhone phones. You know, you bought the iPhone 3, 4, 5, and it came in the size that it was and the colour that it was. That's the iPhone. That's the way it is. And then they started doing iPhone minis, the iPhone for poor people iPhone. You know what I mean? just like Android and Samsung and all these other, Samsung or other Android manufacturers do. And all that does is put them in a market where they have to compete with brands that are much cheaper than they are. And arguably a lot more friendly to use, I would say. I love Android phones. You actually did not read that one yet. Did I not? A person should be free to say anything they want, but with the knowledge that it can cost them up to their life. America's founding fathers knew that and died for what they said and believed. Oh yeah, dude, let's get a ProBoh approved for
ProBoh approved.
I mean, that's freedom of speech. No one's saying you can't say something offensive. Just be prepared to take the consequences. You know, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. And you know, Kanye is in no uncertain terms paying the consequences. Let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
It's a shame because I had more news.
Oh.
You know, I can't start talking about Kanye. You know, I get all het up when I talk about Apple and Kanye. So today was an unpopular opinion. I have a brain fart, a pedocerebral I post it on my social media. That's at PROBOH on Twitter or at Professional Bohemian, Bohemio Professional on Instagram. People vote. I occasionally acknowledge that and say what I was going to say anyway. And today's unpopular opinion is that ageism is a tolerated bias in society. Now, around, I would say an average of about 70% of people agreed, and surprisingly to me, around 30% of people disagreed. And I don't understand that. Ageism exists, and it is actually it is the tolerated ism. It's the only one left. It's the only tolerated ism left, and we all tolerate it. Like there's three kinds of ageism in society, right? Let me see if I can find this. There's interpersonal ageism. That's ageism that happens between one person and another. You know what I mean? That can exist in any kind of way. You okay, Grandpa, being all patronising? He doesn't know computers. You don't know computers, do you, Grandpa? Interpersonal ageism. Then there's institutional ageism. That's like when you see employers looking for or not hiring older potential candidates, whether that be because of their age or some kind of perceived kind of deficit that an older person might have.
Yeah.
And then there's self-directed ageism. So ingrained in our psyche is ageism. We are ageist to ourselves. You know, who doesn't have some preconceived crappy notion about us getting old? You know, ageism is on store shelves. You're going to tell me that ageism isn't completely assimilated into our society, that it's not tolerated? Anti-aging cream exists. You know what I mean? Anti-aging cream. Dude,
That's true.
You know what I mean? If there was an anti-woman cream, people would kick off. But there isn't. Quite rightly so. It would be horrific. But there is an anti-aging cream. Anyway, that's a silly example, but we're going to continue. It is a fact that employers, when looking to fill positions, and I'm guilty of this myself, either because of some perceived deficit in technical knowledge or some perceived extra flexibility in younger people, will sway towards younger candidates, even if there is more. Even if there's more experience and skill in the older candidate. Now, I can say this for myself because when I was looking for people to help me edit TV programs for my current company, I was actually embarrassed by the wealth of experience that came to me. I knew how much I could afford to pay, and I because of my own shame, I guess, that I couldn't pay these people what they deserved, went for the younger person, even though the older person probably would have appreciated it more. That is a mistake I will never make again.
Exactly.
That is a mistake I will never make again, and I can promise you that. Ageism is rampant in our society. Wow, I have so much information on this, and I'm looking at the clock, and I have 2 minutes left before the break. Let's see. Ageism is treating people differently based on their age, like racism treats people differently based on race. Exactly. So yeah, ageism is exactly that. Josuke. So what you're saying is that it is currently tolerated, not that it should be. Exactly. I'm not saying that it should be. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm staying out of that debate. What I'm saying is society tolerates it. Anyone who says that society doesn't tolerate racism, sexism, no, so geez Louise, ageism. Too many isms. Anyone who says that society does not tolerate ageism is not looking around them. You know what I mean? They're not being honest with themselves or with the society that they live in. I think it's real, but Rob, and the powers that won't be acknowledged. Old people can have a pension while young people have to work. This is the biggest ageist agenda of the modern world. No, look, older people, you don't get gifted a pension. It's not a gift. You work for that money. You contribute money to the government's tax, and they give you a portion of that back. So as a reward for years earned. That's not a gift. That money is already yours. All right, that's not a gift. That's not ageism.
They gave it through their youth.
Exactly. You paid that money through your youth so you can enjoy it in your old age. Otherwise, who would want to pay Social Security? I know I wouldn't. If I knew I had to keep on working till the day I die. I think ageism and sizeism. That is a word both still pretty open to ridicule. Fat shaming is split through though between the ones that try to force fat is beautiful on people and the ones that come back and go out of their way to make a big person feel horrible. The rest of us flip both sides off and eat another taco. Ravdos, companies have done away with pensions in favour of 401k because it benefits the companies. Oh my God, I'm running out of time. Guys, I'm going to post the poll and we'll come back and talk about this after the break. See you soon. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, ProBoh. Okay, on with the show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening on the radio, it's currently 9 a.m. Welcome, good morning, it's Thursday. Or it's 9:30 in the evening or 10 in the evening. I don't know when they repeat this thing. I should know. I think it's 10 in the evening. If you're here live right now, it is 8:30 Central European Time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 a.m. in Australia, and 6:30 p.m. in the UK. How are you doing, folks? Welcome. You're listening to the ProBoh Show. Let's see some comments. Let's see, Ravdos. No, Min. To a certain extent. All right, what were we talking about in the first half? We covered some old stories. That is the smashing of Hitler's paintings, Kanye West and Apple. But then we got into ageism, and I didn't have enough time to finish it. And I really want to have this debate because it's an important one to have, I think. I'm not here to say it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I mean, if you were to ask my opinion, I think any ism, any bias is a bad thing. But as a comedian, I will leverage certain things to try and be funny. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's for you to decide. I'm just here to tell jokes. But deep down inside, I believe that any kind of bias or prejudice in any way is a bad thing. Of course I do. But that's not the argument here. The argument is that society tolerates ageism. We'll get into the results of the poll in a second. I want to read your comments first. Min says, to a certain extent, we tolerate all isms because there are real differences in biology and societal standards. The question is, ageism is still tolerated in a troublesome amount where it does harm to people on the other side. It is. That's it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
ProBoh approved.
That's exactly it. And we'll laugh and we'll giggle. Old people. The weirdest thing about ageism, with regards to opposed to sexism or racism or anything like that, like tomorrow morning you will not wake up a different race, creed, you will not wake up a different sex, gender, you know what I mean? You won't grow into one of those like a different gender, race or anything like that, but you will eventually be old. Yet there is this bias in society against older people. And in some cases against younger people, like very, very qualified, intelligent younger people getting paid less or being offered lower jobs, even though, they have a ton of experience.
Totally.
In many cases, more than an older candidate. If you don't work until you die, you're ageist, says Min. Yeah, I've already assimilated that my generation, we're going to be working till the day we die. There'll be no retirement for us, even though we've contributed. That's for you guys. That's for the government until they install the AI that I said they should. Chusky says, I would say ageism is negative in any way. Old, useless people and young idiots. So I agree. Let's see. Ravdos, well, not all of us will get old. No, some of us will die, Ravdos. That will happen. I would be fine with young idiots as long as we take the warning labels off of everything and you have to pass an IQ test to sue. Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. Come on. And I'm back. Welcome back, Cheese Chat. Okay, Min says, there's probably a decent bit of isms that are so normal to us that we don't really think about them. Like an ism on intelligence. Very, very real in our current Western society. Garbage men are absolutely crucial to keep our society running without getting covered in rubble. But they make only a fraction of what most consultants make. I'd argue garbage man is more vital than the average consultant. You're going to get a Nivelatho. You're going to get a ProBoh approved. So.
ProBoh approved.
Do you know why? I used to be a garbage man. I spent like a summer being a garbage man. Let me tell you something.
You loved it.
I loved it. It was hands down the best job I ever had. True story. A lot of camaraderie in the truck. You know what I mean? It was good physical work. Got paid pretty well. Dude, I love I love my time as a garbage man. Anyway, so ageism. So I covered a few debates. And I made kind of a silly kind of example of ageism, saying, look, anti-aging cream. What anti-aging cream? That's just insinuating that the older you get, the more unattractive and undesirable you are. There are tons of cultures around the world that venerate older people. You know what I mean? That appreciate them for their wisdom and the maybe non-materialistic things that they can provide to a society. And let's see. But was the garbage pickup ever ProBoh approved? It wasn't, sadly. But not in our society. We don't venerate older people. We tend to see them, the older they... look, I see it now in my mid-40s. If I lost my job, there is no way I would be as attractive to an employer as I was 20 years ago. There's no way, and that's sad because all I've done is gain more experience, become more efficient and better at what it is that I do. And that's just a fact. And you notice it year on year, Look, I've posted job positions for people, and I've looked for jobs myself. The amount of times I've seen, we are looking for young professionals. We are looking for young professionals. That's like saying we are looking for male professionals, or we are looking for white professionals. Imagine you saw that on a job posting. That would be we are looking for thin people. You would be outraged. You'd be like, what the hell is this? What world am I living in? Yeah, we assimilate in society that old people are not as valuable as the young, and it's just not true. Here's an interesting thing. By the National Poll on Healthy Aging from the University of Michigan, the majority of poll respondents agreed they feel more comfortable being themselves as they've gotten older. 88% of older people said they felt more comfortable with themselves as they've gotten older. That they have a strong sense of purpose. 80% agreed to that. Their feelings towards aging has gotten more positive. 67%. That their life is better than they thought it would be. 65%. And the overall vast majority of older adults, 94%, agreed with at least one of those statements, and 51% agreed with all four. That's the reality of aging. As someone who's at least lived up to mid-40s, the older I've gotten, I feel like the more I appreciate the advances that I've made, the less seriously I take criticism, the more the more I appreciate learning, the more I appreciate society, the more patient I've gotten in listening to other opinions, the less opinionated I've become, even though this show is what it is. But most of that is for entertainment purposes. The older you get, in many ways, certainly with the interactions around the people that you care about. Aging is nothing but a complete boon. It's like it's a gift, but we don't see it as that. We're the culture that releases anti-aging creams. That's who we are. Yeah, and look at like the compliments we give older people. Like, and these are compliments I've received. Oh, you look so good for your age. You look 10 years younger.
That's horrible.
It's a horrible thing to say. And I'm sure that's a compliment I've paid in the past. But think about what you're saying there. That's how tolerated ageism is. You know what I mean? I remember Andrea once saying that her partner once told her that you shouldn't dress like that at your age. What a horrible thing to say. You know, the whole idea, I don't know if many of our Spanish listeners will get this, the senior moment. When you have a lapse in memory, they call it a senior moment. You know, like only old people are forgetful. Yeah, ageism in every way, shape and form is tolerated by our society. And it's a fact. And that's not, I don't think there's anyone can dispute it. And I think that's why, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, Ladybug? 100% of our viewers in the audience said, yes, it's true. Thank you very much. Round of applause to you guys. Let's see what people are saying. Yes, but now your price point would be higher. You aren't economically attractive. Yeah, that's a sad fact. That's a sad fact. Whereas if I was unemployed, I would take much less money to do the same job. Is that not ageism? Like I told you the case in point before when I was hiring people for a production. I had very little money to pay people. Older people applied, and I didn't give them the job for my own shame. This person deserves more money. Even though in many cases, if I'd have asked the older people, look, this is what it is, and I actually did in a few of the interviews and said, look, I don't care, I need the work. That's ageism, man. And I'm giving you an example of me being ageist, ashamedly so, and a mistake I will never make again, because I later thought about that after the project was well done. In that moment, I was very stressed. And thought, wow, you know, maybe this would have been a much smoother process. You know, had I not been so ashamed of the price point that I was playing with. Food for thought, right? They can pay some young'un to just get started less. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I eventually ended up doing. But I think that was a mistake on my part. I think that was a mistake. Exactly. Money is more important than life, says Chusky. Nuria Tam, they are looking for young people with a lot of experience. Yeah, that's another thing. Come on. We're looking for a young professional with 20 years of experience. Basically, I'm looking for someone cheap. You know, that's what that means. And cheaper, says Chusky. Yes, Nuria Tam, but usually those concepts don't meet in the same person. Exactly, Rafelka. You convinced everybody, Nuria Tam. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard not to when you look at the facts. Right? When you look at the facts, the way we talk to each other, the certain phrases we use, you know? I mean, look at that. We not only is there interpersonal sexism and institutional sexism, but self-directed sexism. We feel bad about ourselves. 67% of people asked, older people asked, said, you know what? This isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Of course it's not. I mean, when do you really experience real health issues? If you take care of yourself. I mean, God, it's just ridiculous. Rob for president, says Chusky. Rafelka, you need time to gain experience and you get older in that way. Exactly. Rob's teeing up these easy wins. Let me tell you something. It's not easy to think of these unpopular opinions, friends.
No, it's not.
I agonize about it. In the morning, right, Ladyball?
Yeah. He's stressed out.
All right, guys. That was today's unpopular opinion. Let's go to 100 humans. Okay, as a palate cleanser, guys. As a little palate cleanser to make us feel good after that serious statement. Oh, that's a serious topic. We've got 100 humans. It was a long walk to work today, across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans, and I asked them all a question. Today, I asked them to name something you need to grow a vegetable garden. Huerto. Woo! Huerto. So name something you need to grow a vegetable garden. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I have the top 7 right here. Your job in the chat is to identify those top 7 answers. What do you need to grow a vegetable garden? All right. Ravdos says sun. El sol. Sunlight. Is it there? Yes, it is. Jusky said sun too. Well done, well done. Nuriatam says a garden. You need a garden. Or you need a yard or some kind of space, right? Is it there? Yes, it is, Nuria. Well done. That was number 7. Well done. Oh, guys, you're killing it. Okay, so we had 5 and 7. Let's continue. Ravdos says water. And so did Chusky Trusky. You need water to grow a vegetable garden. Huerto. You need water. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Water is there in 4th place. The 1st place is still up for grabs. Oh, my God.
Gandalf says everything that Ravdos said.
Yeah, that's it. He's too good for us. He's too good for us. Ravdos. I think Ravdos must listen to the podcasts. You know, he's just a percentage point better than the rest of us. All right, let's continue. Okay, soil says Rafelka. Soil. Is soil there? Yes, it is. Well done. Soil or dirt, it's there in 3rd place. Well done. Ravdos says seeds. Semilla, seeds. Not getting any nivelazos. But you guys know I deserve them, right?
No, for semillas.
Yeah.
Why?
You know, I mean, it's, you know, I'm not vegan. How would I know what seeds is?
Too easy.
All right. So is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. With 41 of the 100 humans, that is in 1st place. Well done, Ravdos. Seeds. 41 of the 100 humans. Well done. All right, let's continue. Where are we? Vitamins and stuff like that. Vitamins and stuff like that. Can you guess who said that one, Ladyball?
What?
Can you guess who said that one?
Ravdos?
No. It was Chusky Trusky.
Ah.
Vitamins and stuff like that. Tell you what, I'm going to mix that with Ravdos's fertilizer. I'm going to give you both a yes. It's there. Fertilizer is there in 6th place. You guys are only missing 1. You're only missing 1. Oh my God.
Just one?
Just 1. Yeah, you've had 1st place, 3rd, 4th, 5, 6, 7. You're just missing answer number 2. Sun we've had, water we've had. Let's see, space to have a garden. That was Nuri Tams. It's there. Soil we've had. Vitamins we've had. Patience, says Ravdos. Patience. No, Rafelka said patience.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
It is a good one. But it's not there. Oh. It's a good one, though. Time, says Nuriatam. Not there. Green. Oh, very good. Give yourself a nivelazo for your answer. Green fingers.
Vaya nivelazo.
How do you know that expression?
I learned it some time ago.
Yeah, green fingers. Well done.
Although I said green hands first.
You did say green hands.
Autocorrection.
Oh, correction. That's fine.
But it's not there.
It's not there. It's not there. Wah, wah, wah. A gardener, says Chusky. Not having a dog that likes digging. Green thumb. That's is green thumb the American version of green fingers? Ravdos? Is that the American version of green fingers? It's interesting because we have... Yeah, it is. All right, nice. Well, that was look, again, Ravdos is teaching you more English than I am. It's just a percentage point better than the rest of us. It's true. All right, Gandalf says, tools. Tools.
Yeah.
It's there. It's there. The answer we were missing was 17 of 100 humans saying you need tools to have a vegetable garden. Let's run down the list. In position number 7, we had a yard or a garden, basically space to plant your vegetables. In position number 6, we had fertilizer, vitamins, that kind of thing. With 5 of 100 humans, it was in 6th place. In position number 5, we had sun. The sun or sunlight. With 7 of 100 humans, it was in 5th place. In position number 4, water. Agua. No nivelatho for agua?
No.
Even if I say el agua?
No.
Oh, come on.
Well,
if it ends in
Nivelazo.
if it ends in
the
it's
genre
feminine.
is difficult.
It is. Why do you have to give everything a gender? This is 2022, man. You know? Stop imposing your dual gender stereotypes on my words, man. All right. Water.
Third.
Okay, in position number 3, we had dirt or soil. In position number 2, we had tools with 17 of 100 humans. And in position number 1, we had seeds with Ravdos saying seeds. Well done. Well done. All right, there we go. That was 100 humans for today, folks. We're going to go straight into Complete the News.
Complete the news.
Weirdo news, as Tusky Trusky said.
Weirdo news. How does this work? I'm going to give you a news headline. And I'm going to leave out some important information. I will give you 3 options, and your job in the chat is to complete the news. If you're watching the show and you're too nervous to type and interact, this is your moment. All you have to write is A, B, or C. All right, this is a good one. This is a quote, not a direct quote, but it's something the Pope said. El Papa, the Pope. All right, here we go. Priests and nuns. So, priests, curas y monjas. Nivelazo. Oh, that felt good. Curas y monjas. Priests and nuns watch blank. 2 as well. Priests and nuns watch blank 2, says the Pope. All right, are you ready? Have we broken that down? It's easy to understand, right? Priests and nuns watch blank 2, says the Pope. Is it A, Game of Thrones? I'm sure he probably meant House of the Dragon. You know what I mean? Although he's not a big fan of incest. Although there's incest in Game of Thrones too. You know, whatever. Is it A, Game of Thrones? B, internet pornography? Or C, Stranger Things? Gandalf voted E. Okay. The Pope said priests and nuns watch blank 2. Is it A, Game of Thrones? B, internet pornography? Or C, Stranger Things? Okay, I'm seeing a couple of A's, a couple of C's. Ooh, what have you put, Ladybot?
A.
You think Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
It is a very popular show. You know, maybe you want to throw something in a sermon. You know, I don't know. All right. It seems like it's a tie between A and C. D is all of the above. E is one of the above. I think they watch them all, says Chusky. I'm gonna repeat it. Priests and nuns watch blank 2 as well. Is it A?
Says the Pope.
Says the Pope. Is it A, Game of Thrones? B, internet pornography? Or C, Stranger Things? It's a tie between A and C. Let's get a drum roll, Lady Boy. Ooh, only one person, Ravdos, said B. Internet pornography. C was the winner here. C was the winner. Stranger Things. Priests and nuns watch internet pornography. 2, says the Pope.
Really?
Apparently so, at least according to ANSA.it, the English version of the Vatican news site. Here we go. Rome, October 26th. Priests and nuns watch web porn 2. Pope Francis told seminarians in Rome on Monday. The Vatican said on Wednesday, warning that aspiring clerics against watching web pornography. He says it was a vice and shared by priests and nuns. So there you go. He wasn't saying, this is something we all do. He was saying people, they do it and it's not good. You go to hell. Don't touch your ding-a-ling. Whatever, man. I don't know. Yeah, can you believe that's true? Priests and nuns watch web pornography too. If you're a Patreon of mine, you will get that link. Guys, we don't have time for the second piece of news, but I will push it over to tomorrow's show. Don't you worry. Tomorrow I'll be back. I'll be on my own. Ladyboy isn't here. Guys, yeah, oh,
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too. But I'll be comforted by the warriors in the chat. But I'll miss you when they're not here, sweetheart. On Sunday, how would the Pope know, says Ravdos? Maybe it's what they talk about. I don't know what the Vatican break room is like. But maybe they're passing links. They have a WhatsApp group. I don't know how that works. On Sunday night, friends, we have our Halloween special. That's going to be live on this channel, Professional Bohemian, on Twitch. So don't miss that at 8 o'clock on Sunday. Do be here for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. Ladyboy and I will be dressing up. For those of you radio listeners, that will be on the air on Monday morning. So please be here for it. I'll be here tomorrow night live with another show. Guys, so many things you could have been doing today. Instead of doing those things, you were here with me. And it means the absolute world. I will see you next time.